corrections officer with the Graves County Jail in Mayfield, is among the victims from the tornado. Robert Daniel was killed in the candle factory collapse on Saturday. Police say he was working with county inmates on work release at the factory during the storm. His family members say when they heard of his death, they didn't want to accept it.
It's tough. It's not something that I, planned to do for that particular reason. I'm sorry. It wasn't easy, and it didn't. What was even harder was, calling him and his siblings and letting them know that, their father he wasn't here no more.
Inmate told me that the last they seen of Robert was he was making sure that they were safe.
The fallen officer will be recognized at his services with full honors, including law enforcement from across the region and a flag dedication.
All right, and more of the damage in Mayfield now. This is what's left of the Graves County Courthouse right there. The building, a beautiful building with a huge clock tower on top. All that is gone right now, as well as the structures around it.
And the Sheriff's Department in Graves County, Kentucky, now has a mobile command unit. The department's offices were left uninhabitable and out of service because of the destruction to the courthouse. However, other sheriff's offices in Kentucky have helped set up this temporary mobile unit. Deputies in Graves County are thanking law enforcement from across the state as they continue to help them out.
All right, Emmanuel Baptist Church looks like this from the inside. Notice the pews are fine. Look at the Bibles and the hymnals.
Wow.
All perfectly neat and orderly, but the roof is gone. The tornado took out numerous buildings across the city. You've seen these pictures all over the place, anywhere you go online. And the damage, by the way, still being assessed.
And people from Middle Tennessee are also stepping up efforts to help communities impacted by the tornado. This family from the Fort Campbell area loaded up their car until it was full of supplies and made the 2-hour trip to deliver it to Mayfield. Deputies with the Graves County Sheriff's Office thanked the family for their donations that are needed to help people. And cleanup efforts are also underway in Muhlenberg County, Kentucky, after it was hit by a tornado. To the city of Bremen. Dozens of homes have been leveled or severely damaged. Kentucky Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman surveyed the damage with local officials. Meanwhile, members of the community have been volunteering to help their neighbors who lost everything.
It's a coincidence. Everybody here, except for one, I've gone to school with, and it's when you see familiar faces that are pitching in, helping out the community and stuff like that, it really lightens you up a little bit.
A deputy with the Muhlenberg County Sheriff's Office says the tornado was catastrophic for the community and says each day has been a learning curve as they try to clean up and rebuild.
Christian County schools in Kentucky are not going to open today. They will have food services at all schools except Pembroke South Christian and Crofton Elementary School. You can pick up the meals from 11 to 1 today. Pembroke Elementary will remain closed for the next 5 days to repair some of the storm damage there. South Christian Elementary and Crofton Elementary will reopen once they get power. For more information about services and supplies, go to Christian County Public Schools Facebook page. And we stay in Christian County. The school district is collecting supplies for impacted families. Beginning today through Friday, you can drop off donations in the gym at Martin Luther King Jr. Elementary School. They'll coordinate the distribution of these supplies and get them to the impacted families. They're asking for water, they're asking for coats, other warm clothing, toiletries, batteries, and anything else, especially on the non-perishable side.
To Mayfield, Kentucky now, where entire city blocks sustained serious damage. On Sunday, the community gathered for church services, despite the fact that their houses of worship were destroyed. Mona Kosar Abdi shows us how the community is vowing to build back together.
On Sunday, members of the Mayfield community coming together in the shadow of what's left of their church to pray.
This is a necessary gathering.
Dr. Milton West is the pastor of First Christian Church, a brick building that stood for more than 100 years. Now it's barely more than a pile of rubble.
I see what remains of First Presbyterian Church, and yet I see what matters most, the faithful that have gathered here with us on the parking lot this morning.
3 churches in the area were destroyed. The focus is now on what was spared, like this communion table left untouched.
Body of Christ broken for you.
And the people whose faith binds them together.
It's just very emotional, but It was very important to come today to have service because we need each other.
Throughout Mayfield, symbols of resilience. This sign in the rubble reading, quote, beaten but not defeated.
I feel blessed. I know a lot of us, we lost a lot of things, but we haven't lost the life. Building can be replaced, that house, for life, you can.
People from nearby towns already racing to lend a helping hand.
We had strangers walk up yesterday with equipment saying, what can we do? How can we help? It's such a sense of community because everyone just wants to help everywhere.
Brittany Sullivan lost her business in the storms. She says she knows rebuilding will be a long process, but she also knows her town will get back on its feet.
I don't know how long it's going to take, but I know we're going to come back. I know nobody's going to leave, and I know everyone's going to stay here and fight to bring it all back.
Monaco Sarabdi, ABC News, New York.